Knoebels Amusement Resort is a park located in Elysburg PA, and I am glad to call it my home park. Knoebels is a great park for the whole family, so let's get into the details. Knoebels is surrounded by trees and mountains, making it feel like you're in the middle of the woods. So when you are driving up to Knoebels, you can't see much rides. The park's layout is split into two halves by a river that goes to the middle of the park. The front of the park is where you will find Impulse and a collection of other rides, while the back half of the park is more shadier and where you can find Phoenix. The setting of the park has mountains surrounding it, so it really feels remote. Anyway, once you have made it past the free parking, yes, parking is free, you go towards the entrance of the park, and this is where it gets interesting. There's not an actual main entrance building. You kind of just walk in wherever. Yes, admission is also free, making Knoebels the largest free admission park in the world. Knoebels Boulevard is the main pathway of the park, and this is where you can find Impulse. There's also a bunch of food stands scattered about, some hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, ice cream, funnel cakes, the usual park food. Continuing on, you can find more rides of all variety. Some kiddie rides here, some thrill rides there. The Ferris wheel is also in this section, so it gives some pretty good views from the top. Taking a left is one of Knoebels' two water rides, the other being the log flume. Skloosh. This was closed the 3 times I was here this summer, which is a bummer, but I have ridden it before and it gets you pretty wet. Taking a right, there's more flat rides, which is great because this shows that Knoebels doesn't just care about the roller coasters. Continuing right, you can find Kiddieland, and as a kid I love this part of Knoebels, and even now walking through it, I see why I loved it so much. There are a lot of kiddie rides here, and even some kiddie antique cars, which I thought was awesome. Back on Knoebels Boulevard, you can find Twister, an iconic wooden coaster that not a lot of people talk about. It's a pretty good ride sometimes. It can be rough, but I will get into that in another video. On the other side of Twister, there's an amazing flying scooters ride called Flyers, which is fun because if you're going high enough, you can touch some of the branches on the surrounding trees, and the ride-ops don't care. So when I was riding it, I could feel the car bouncing because it was hitting the branches. It was kind of scary, but it was also super fun. A thing that I love about Knoebels is the friendly staff members. The staff members treat the guests nicely, and even on the log flume, the person who was collecting tickets was asking the guests trivia questions about Knoebels. They asked us how tall the Stratosphere was, which is Knoebels' drop tower, and obviously we didn't know, but it was still cool. Right next to the Flyers is the only wooden bobsled coaster in the world, Flying Turns. This always has the longest line in the park, so be ready to wait. Behind Flying Turns is the Phoenix Plaza, and this is my favorite part of the park. It smells like gasoline because of the antique cars, and of course there's Phoenix, great coaster, and a few other rides like Fandango and the log flume. There are 2 main eating pavilions back here, one by Phoenix and one by Black Diamond, which is considered a roller coaster, but it's more of a dark ride. The food in these pavilions are fine, not the best in the park. My favorite place to eat in the park is the pavilions by the Haunted Mansion. I just love the pierogies. But by the Black Diamond pavilion is of course Black Diamond, but next to it is a log flume, and the log flume is super fun. There's even some water cannons to get people on the ride even more wet. All you do is go onto the viewing deck, put a quarter in the coin slot, and water shoots out and onto the riders. So that's a fun feature. This park isn't huge, but it packs a lot in with it. Knoebels does have seasonal events. For Halloween they have Hollow Fun, and recently for Christmas they had a light show. The light show is a drive-through light show, and I've never been to it, but I saw videos of it and it looks pretty cool. Hollow Fun is in October, and they put Halloween decorations everywhere, as well as retheming the antique car rides to make it scarier, so that's really cool. The roller coaster collection is solid for a smaller park like this and has an amazing collection of rides. 58 flat rides, and that's not counting roller coasters. Knoebels is a pretty clean park. I haven't seen any trash just lying around, and the space by Flying Turns and Phoenix especially looks good. The overall park atmosphere feels really jolly. The classic amusement park music playing in the background, the smell of funnel cakes, and the lights they have at night. Any critiques I have in the park is that not all the rides were open, but that's mainly due to COVID and staffing issues, so it's not the park's fault. But it was kind of disappointing to see rides like Fandango and Flying Turns closed. The park is doing their best though, and I can't really blame them for it. I will now be rating Knoebels on a scale of 1 to 10, and I give this park an 8. It's a good park for the whole family, and I can't wait to go back. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Knoebels Amusement Resort in the comment section below, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.